I watched Smokey and the Bandit all the way through. Ow. EKs knows what I'm talking about. First of all, you got to understand it's a 1977 movie. All right, it was a different time living back then. But it's a lot of CB radios, so many CB radios. And I remember like back when I was growing up, that movie is like a bunch of ridiculous CB patter over. It's like there's at least a half hour of that film. It's just people talking to each other. Good buddy, coming back. You know, at least 30 minutes of the movie, at least 30 to 45 minutes of the movie is stuff like that. And people don't understand, especially this day and age, that, you know, that was your sole form of communication. And so considering all the mind-numbing gags and, you know, CB patter, interesting but mind-numbing CB patter throughout this movie, it brought up a lot of memories about me having a CB radio. See, I wasn't much of a redneck or anything like that, because, you know, I'm not stupid. I wasn't into big rigs and like CB radios because I'm not stupid. I was into computers, you know, the wave of the future. And so, but a lot of my friends were rednecks and they got CB radios. So I got myself a CB radio. And it brought back a lot of these memories. Like, I remember it's like, because, you know, you couldn't get real-time traffic updates on your phone. But if you like started hitting traffic on the highway, you could turn on your CB radio, put it to 1.9, listen to CB for a little while, you could pick up what's going on. People will be talking about traffic. Oh, there's an accident up here at mile marker so-and-so. Incredibly useful for stuff like that. You know, and I remember back I was living in Newport News, I don't know, like 96, driving around my CB radio. Me and my friend would just drive around in my car, smoke cigarettes. That's fun in 1996. And so, but he would flip through the channels periodically because you'd hear crazy stuff. You get in the higher number channels, you hear two people talking dirty. Yeah, girl, you know what I'm going to do when I get home? You just wait when I get you alone. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then you flip the channel. And then you hear some other guy, I know you don't haul nothing illegal, but let me tell you the kind of money I'm making. Then you flip the channel. You flip the channel, and then there's another guy saying, and I'm telling you, this is, you know, if you listen to old Jack Burton and the Pork Chop Express, you know, when that big guy grabs you by the collar and pushes you up against the wall and asks you, have you paid your dues, Jack? Have you paid your dues? Yes, sir, the check's in the mail. And they keep flipping the channels, and it's always something interesting going on. It was better than radio, and like the AM, FM radio.
Especially if you went in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, especially you want to come and like eavesdrop in the middle of a conversation. And so there was this one time, this is like my favorite CB story. There was this one time he was flipping through the channels when I was down in Newport News. And there was this woman, channel two, I'll never forget. Was it 2 or 7? I think it was 7. And we come up on channel 7. I'll never forget. Anyway. And there's this panicked woman talking. It's like, oh my God, it's this car following. I think it might be my ex-boyfriend. And I hear other people coming back. It's like, where are you, ma'am? And so we're hearing this conversation. The woman's being followed by like an ex-boyfriend or something like that. She's got her kids in the car. She's scared out of her mind. And there's these other people who are on this channel listening, talking to her. And they're like coordinating on where she is. And the whole idea, like, we're going to get you this parking lot. We're going to be there. You come up and park next to us. I'm going to be this red. Both these other guys were 2 trucks. And we pulled up in my big gray Oldsmobile. So it was like 4 guys, 3 vehicles that had heard this call on the CB, pulling in this parking lot. And then we saw this car come into the parking lot and then quickly do a U-turn and left. Once you saw like the 4 guys, well, 2 good old boys in big ass trucks and 2 19-year-old kids. We'll take care of this. It's the closest thing I got to becoming a vigilante, to becoming Batman.
Punching palms.
Yeah, punching palms.
Most threatening thing you can do.
Exactly. Can't wait for this tussle, Batman. Anyway, so I had a lot of memories like that watching Smokey and the Bandit. Let's talk about Sally Field for a second. Max cute in this movie. I've never seen her look cuter than in this movie. Not only like the way she looks, I love them tiny dances. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Tony Danza?
What?
Have I been getting this wrong the whole time? Is this like the Carly Simon thing? I had some dreams. Now there's clowns in my coffee. That song's about a bad acid trip, right? I had some dreams. Now there's clowns in my coffee. I get people like it's Warren Beatty. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyway, Smokey and the Bandit. Like I said, like a ton of great gags. They're old now because they've been around for a while. So but back in '77, I'm sure they're like riotously funny. And so when I talk about the star rating, think about this is 1977 star rating. I'm not talking about how good it is today. You can subtract about 2 stars for how good it is today. All right. But like Burt Reynolds, I guess he was good looking or something, or is good looking, but he's a doofus. I don't know if you ever like any interviews with him or anything like that. And he's kind of a doofus. Women loved him. He banged so many chicks. Speaking of banging a bunch of chicks, there's so many people on the radio that know Bandit and like Bandit, and it seems like he's banging every single one of them. Like there's so many females with CBs. I don't know if you know this, but even in '96, when I had a CB radio, weren't a whole lot of women with CB radios. You know what I mean? And if they did have a CB radio, they didn't want to bang them. They certainly weren't as hot as any of the chicks in that movie. All right. So, I'm just wondering, like, how many STDs Sally Field caught after that. Or her character. Yeah, it's a goofy, shallow plot with tons of sight gags. It's simple-minded, yet it's a fun, cute little movie. 9 of 13 stars. What you need to do is like go watch it with a person who's like 20 years old or something like that, and wait for them to say, "Why don't they just use a group chat? Just form a little group."
You see, at the time,
you see, back then we had citizens band radios, and with that you'd have to like lift the microphone to your mouth, press the button, and if you're lucky or very rich, after you let go of the button, there'll be a little beep. They called that a report. Or that fireworks. Fireworks with report, like bottle rocket with report. Anyway.